Emily had always believed in fairy tales. Growing up in a small town, she had dreamed of her own Prince Charming, who would sweep her off her feet, and they would live happily ever after. Life, however, had other plans. During her sophomore year of college, she had the pleasure of meeting Alex. He embodied everything she had ever imagined: his charm, wit, and that heart-melting smile. From the moment they connected, they became inseparable, sharing their deepest secrets and wildest dreams. Together, they built a world that felt invincible, full of love and endless possibilities. In Chapter 2, The Fairy Tale, their love story was the kind that inspired envy. They spent weekends exploring the countryside, holding hands and laughing. At jokes only they found funny. Alex was the first to say, "I love you," and Emily's heart swelled with joy. They promised each other forever, talked about marriage, kids, and growing old together. Life was beautiful. Their friends often remarked on how perfect they were for each other. Emily felt blessed, believing she had found her soulmate. Alex's family adored her, and her family welcomed him with open arms. They became a symbol of what true love looked like, the couple everyone wanted. Chapter 3, The Cracks Appear, but as with any fairy tale, there were challenges. After graduation, they both faced the real world: careers, responsibilities, and the struggle to find a balance between their dreams and reality. Alex landed a demanding job in a city 3 hours away, and Emily found herself dealing with the loneliness of a long-distance relationship. They knew it wouldn't be easy, but they were determined to make it work. At first, everything seemed fine. Weekend visits, late-night phone calls, and endless text messages kept their love alive. They embraced the distance as a temporary hurdle, believing that their love could conquer any obstacle. But as time went on, the strain of the distance began to take its toll. Alex's visits became less frequent, his calls shorter, and Emily could sense the growing gap between them. The once vibrant connection they shared started to fade. The harsh reality of their situation became more prominent. The fairy tale romance they once had was now buried under the weight of their individual lives. As they navigated their careers and responsibilities, they struggled to keep their dreams and their relationship in balance. The cracks in their story were starting to show. Emily couldn't ignore the growing distance between them, and it left her feeling isolated and uncertain about their future together. As they both grappled with the challenges of adulthood, the once promising love affair began to fade. The fairy tale they had built together was now a fragile reality, teetering on the verge of collapse. But amidst the cracks, a glimmer of hope remained. They both knew that if they wanted to salvage their love and bridge the growing gap, they had to face the challenges head-on. It was time to reassess their priorities and find a way to restore the magic they once had. Will Alex and Emily be able to mend their relationship and reconnect the pieces of their fractured fairy tale? Find out in the next chapter. It was a cold December evening when Emily received a call from Alex. His voice sounded distant, and an uneasy knot formed in her stomach. "Emily, we need to talk," he said, delivering the words she had feared the most. The following weekend, they sat together on her couch, the deafening silence filling the air between them. Alex confessed that he had found someone else, a colleague who truly understood the pressures of his job, someone who was always there for him. Emily listened in shock, feeling her world crumble around her. The love of her life was leaving her for another woman. In the aftermath, Emily's world became a hazy blur. Her shattered heart led her through the motions of life as friends tried to console her. But the pain ran too deep. Leaving her inconsolable, she took drastic measures to erase him from her life, deleting his number, unfriending him on social media, and removing every trace of him. Yet memories stubbornly clung to her, haunting every step she took. Seeing couples in love only deepened her envy, and she wondered why her fairy tale had turned into a nightmare. Nights were the hardest. Tears streamed down her face as she lay in bed endlessly, questioning what went wrong and blaming herself for not being enough. As the months passed, Emily began to piece her life back together, immersing herself in work and hobbies. She tried to look forward, but the pain of her broken heart remained. Encouraged by friends to start dating again, she struggled to open up. Every date paled in comparison to Alex, and the fear of being hurt again kept her closed off to new love. One evening at a friend's party, Emily crossed paths with Michael. He possessed a rare combination of kindness and patience, unlike anyone she had ever encountered. Their conversation lasted for hours, and in that moment, a flicker of hope ignited within Emily, something she hadn't felt for a long time. What made Michael truly remarkable was his understanding of Emily's need to take things slow. He never rushed her. They began spending time together casually, and Emily found herself eagerly anticipating these moments. With Michael by her side, laughter made its way back into her life, a sound she hadn't heard in months. He lent an ear to her stories, fears and dreams gradually, creating a safe space where the walls around her heart started to crumble. With Michael, Emily experienced a new kind of love. It wasn't the all-consuming fairy tale she had once thought it had to be. Instead, it was gentle, steady, and healing. Unlike Alex, Michael was there for Emily in ways she had never known before. He showed her that true love meant being present, even in the ordinary, everyday moments. As the seasons changed, so did Emily's perspective on life. She found herself slowly regaining trust and daring to believe that maybe, just maybe, she deserved to be happy. In Michael, she found her rock, someone who stood by her side as she navigated the complex emotions of moving on from her past. Through their love, Emily discovered a new beginning and a newfound sense of hope. On a sunny afternoon, Emily received a heartfelt letter from Alex, filled with apologies and admissions of his mistakes. After reading it with a calm heart, she realized that she no longer needed his apology to move on. Emily wrote back expressing gratitude for the memories and the lessons learned. As she mailed the letter, she felt a sense of closure, a weight lifting off her shoulders, bringing her peace and allowing her to move forward. Love isn't always a fairy tale. It's messy, painful, and can break you in ways you never imagined. But Emily learned that even a scarred heart can heal and love again. With Michael by her side, she embraced life's imperfections and found joy in the little things. Her heart may never be the same, but it beats with hope and happiness. Every broken piece shaped her into a stronger, wiser person ready to face whatever comes her way. Her fairy tale may have ended, but her story is just beginning.